Hello. Mommy gonna share with you something from another perspective, from my perspective. Once again, I'm gonna show you how. You can start out with this, that document of holy matrimony, playing by these rules, and then you turn it into something like this. This is a document, this is the decree of divorce. It ain't got no rules. You follow the 30 pages, 30-page document telling you what to do, what not to do, how to do it, and so forth and so on. Beyond those 30 pages, it's all anarchy. You make it up as you go along. Mommy gonna show you, from my perspective, how that compares to a game of baseball. Now, we all know the rules. So when you're doing this, we all know the rules. And you commit to following those rules. All vowels are said, and so forth and so on. So then you start playing the game. Here we go, going through holy matrimony, doing what we're supposed to do, living life like we're supposed to. We did that for several years. Well, especially while we were in Germany, before Elizabeth got involved, interjecting her skill set. So we're going along playing the game just like a game of baseball. Starting off first inning, playing by the rules. Then all of a sudden the Singletons come up and they say, we're going to change the rules. Singletons is the home team. And they say they're going to change the rules. And so they said, this is the way it's going to be now. The home team, that's the Singletons, we get 3 strikes and we're out. And we got to run around these bases here. These close bases. First base, second base, third base, home plate. Then they get their home run. But for the visitors, that's us. The outsiders. You get 2 strikes and you're out. And you all have to run around those bases way out there. First base, second base, third base, and home plate. It way out there. I said, oh no, I don't want to play. That's not fair. What was at stake is the families, the children, their futures, everything that we hope for, everything that we built on, all of that. That's what's at stake. So this is a game I can't lose. So I don't want to play. I'm not a gambler. I say no. But guess what? Your daddy insists on so I take up the passive resistance role. And I told you how that went. Did all that passive resistance stuff, and then Reggie said, oh no. Well, he said, you just better get back in the game and go with the flow. Because this is happening. And this is happening. This is a divorce. This divorce is happening. You know that unilateral divorce with that Sharia law in America? So this is happening. So I just better get back in the game and go with the flow. Well, I didn't know what to do. I was beside myself. My hair was on fire. I'm calling everybody I know, talking to the pastor, talking to the people at his work, talking to his family. None of them stepped up and had any ideas of what to do to help our family, help Deirdre and the boys. They all knew what to do to help Reggie. Just ignore everything, don't do nothing, just let things go with the flow. Let Reggie do what he want to do. And so they just let Reggie do what he want to do. And so here we go. Guess what? My dad knew what to do. Opa knew what to do. Out there on those bases way out yonder, first base, second base, third base, home plate, all those people standing up there to tag us out. He put ghosts out there on those plates. Ghosts can't tag you out. So those ghosts standing there waiting to tag you out. But we had all the time in the world because the ghosts were out there. So they had to run around these bases here, and that was fair. They thought it was fair. That's the rules they came up with. And then nobody protested. No law against it. It's immoral. It's unfair. But ain't no law against it. Ain't nobody going to jail behind that. But then they tell us to run around these bases way out here. And then Opa, after we tried everything else in the world, Opa put out there some ghosts out there on the thing. And then allegedly put ghosts out there. And then they won't cry to the judge. And they won't say unfair. Well, you know what? We need to change some laws. We need to change the rules because old Pa wasn't the criminal here. You need to look at Elizabeth and see what her role was in all this. I'm saying we need to change the rules. You need to change the laws before y'all start having your kids and people start coming up with some rules. You start playing the game one way, knowing what the rules are, and then they make up the rules as you go along, and you have to go along with that, and or just be left out of the just be left out of the pool or whatever. Anyway, I'm just saying. Let me turn this off, because Mommy, like I say, video short. Mommy don't want to start to ramble, but that's all I had to say about that. But we need to change some laws so that you all can have your families. And if somebody come along and want to change the rules on you, you all aren't the ones standing there with the bag of rocks. That's just the way it ought to be. The ones that come up changing the rules, like that story in King Solomon about that in the Bible with King Solomon. I think that was King Solomon, and then women changed that baby, and they went to the king and said, "She stole my baby." They pointed the finger at each other. King Solomon didn't know whose baby it was, but he said, "Let's take the baby and let's split it in half, and you get one half of the baby, and the other one get the other half of the baby." The mother, who the baby did not belong to, said, "Sure, that's a good plan. Let's go with that." But the mother, the one who bore that child, who carried that child in her belly for 9 months, said, "Oh no, don't split the baby. Let her have it. Let the lady have the baby." We could have applied those same rules to this scenario and let that be the way it was. But that's not the way we operate here in America. We go ahead and with the lowest common denominator approach, and the one that rules the power, the one with the least morals, that's the way it's going to be. Just like Donald Trump. That's why we're watching this presidency right now. This presidency with Donald Trump, to me, that's poetic justice to America. The way they allowed Reggie to rise to power in my family and do what he did, those singletons, rise to power in our family, do what they did. And as a moral, they were the least moral. They were the ones splitting everything. They were the ones changing the rules. But they're the ones reaped all the benefits because they were doing that hegemony, making things go the way, and playing by double standards. It was obstruction. But ain't nobody see it that way. It is, well, that's just the family. But now we got it on a global scale. Now we got it, the whole nation is dealing with this kind of bull crap. But anyway, that's all I got to say about that. I'm turning it off. What?